Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of League of Legends action back here on the MCL Esports Twitch channel. As always, I'm Cynetic, but with me this week we got another rotating cast of characters. We got Sadude from Paradise Valley. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Nick. Thanks for having me on. It's our bye week tonight, so I thought I'd just stop by, give some input on the games. Ready to see some good League of Legends.
Yeah, and this week, we got Mesa versus Glendale. An interesting one because Mesa is missing a couple of players. So it looks like Paradise Valley on their week off had decided to come in and sub in for Mesa. And I believe in the top half we are seeing the players that I know are certainly in there are Alessandrite and Griggs Beef, who will be playing their main roles.
Yeah, and notably, Katana in the Hat is playing for MCC. However, he's decided to play ADC, I believe, and Alessandrite's actually going top lane. Looks like he picked the Tryndamere here. I know it's one of his stronger champs, but I know the thing that he hates the most is playing against Malphite. So we'll see how this top lane goes.
Yeah. His two worst fears in life are Malphite and Ornn, and so he was able to get rid of one of his terrors, but not both
took
of them.
the one out, but couldn't get rid of the other, so he's just got to live with it.
Yeah, we are seeing the Tryndamere Malphite lane, which, in the words of Alessandrite, it's kind of cringe, but Tryndamere should be fine. He can't kill me, but I can't kill him, so it is what it is.
And it's interesting to see here that they ended up banning the Renekton, even though they know that Malphite was still up and it was a potential pick for him. And Alessandrite, knowing that he doesn't like playing that matchup, should have seen that coming and should have opted for the Malphite ban.
Yeah, well, I think he got a little bit more than he could chew off of in some games earlier this week, having to go up against a 900 LP challenger Renekton player. So I think he's a little bit traumatized by that pick.
A little bit, but he's on his team this time, I believe.
In lane.
Let's talk about some of the other lanes here. Vex, Nico. I'm a mid laner myself. I play quite a bit of Vex, and Nico is a very it's just a tough character to play against in general, and it's not easy for Vex to deal with at all.
Yes, and Minamori. We got a taste of Minamori, Nico before the season started.
I personally have gotten a taste of Minamori Nico, and he is really good.
It's good. It's some good stuff. It's got a nice, rich flavor that tastes like blood in your mouth after they're done pummeling you in lane. So maybe we'll continue that trend tonight. And then we have the Samira Nautilus versus Ezreal Seraphine. If I'm Nautilus here, I'm looking for Seraphine because Ezreal should be good enough because it is, Katana. Should be able to animation cancel out of the hook, line, and sinker there.
Yep. That arcane shift should be able to get him out of plenty of trouble into this lane. The Seraphine is definitely the target. Lower mobility, but a bit higher CC, provides a bit more sustain. So it's definitely looking like the prime target there in bot lane.
Yeah. But Ezreal Seraphine is annoying because they will just poke you out. Samira and Nautilus have a lot of good engage tools. Wild Rush from Samira lets them close that distance really quickly, while also that spinning wind wall because, Yasuo wind wall is annoying. What if we made it 360 degrees?
True genius. A stroke of genius.
Yeah, what if we made it 360 degrees and do damage? It'll help them deal with a lot of the long-range poke from the Ezreal. So if they try and engage, it will give them a safe way to get in without taking too much damage before the fight starts. So
it looks like MCC bot lane needs to play the early game really well. It's all up to the early game. They need some time to get some levels, get a couple of items, so that way they can start working their poke magic against the Samira Nautilus. If that ends up being giving up push, giving up a little bit of CS, so be it. They got to play safe and scale up.
All right. And then we see the Kayn pick from Mesa here. Kayn, has the potential to go blue form this game if they're really worried about needing to shut down Nico and Samira, but I feel like it's going to be a red Kayn angle, isn't it?
It's usually just a red Kayn angle anyways. Kayn is one of this jungler's most played champs, so excited to see what he does. Looks like he's put up some good stats on him recently.
Yeah, good. It's got good team fight potential and should be able to keep Malphite and Sejuani off of Vex and Ezreal for just a little bit with how many ways he can knock people up. He's got a lot of damage with his Q, got a lot of good area control, and could really be an annoying sort of hit and run fighter if he needs to, even in red form. Um, so it's gonna be up to, can they assassinate Nico? Really, I think.
Right,
Because
and you're starting to touch on the topic a little bit. We talked about the lanes and how those matchups are going to go. Let's talk about the team fights in the last 30 seconds here.
yeah,
How do you think that's going to go?
I think it's gonna go. It's gonna be pretty hard for Mesa here because Tryndamere. Obviously, Alessandrite likes Tryndamere, but he does not like Tryndamere in a team fight setting. He does more so of that split push area, along with Tryndamere, not being excelling at team fights. They have so much lockdown on the side of Glendale. You got Malphite ult to start up big fights. You have Nico ult to follow in, and that's going to be really dangerous. And when they're stunned for so long, Samira Hat can get a lot of free stacks and then pull the Inferno trigger, and it's just going to probably end up being a team wipe there if they're in the right place at the right time. Plus, they got ways to get picks with Sejuani and Nautilus from afar. So, if when it comes to the team fight, it's going to be up to Glendale to pull the trigger with the right targets, because they do have the potential to absolutely blow Ems, make it out of the water.
Glendale has a very clear win condition in these fights. Triple front line, peel for your Nico, get Samira a big combo, win the team fight. On the other side, MCC, they got a bit more of a challenge ahead of them. They're disruptors, they're assassins. That Vex, that Tryndamere, they're going to have to find the Nico or the Samira on the flank, kill them before the fight even starts. I feel that's their only chance to win the team fights. If not, they got to play for split push and give up objectives and get something else on the other side of the map.
Yeah, no playing team fights on the side of Glendale. They just want the nice hit and run, the quick little skirmish, 2v2, 3v3, and get themselves out. But if it comes to a larger team fight, it might just be coming all up for Mesa.
Yeah, looking like Glendale's looking for a bit of an invade here in bot lane. Looks like Mesa was actually counter-stacked for this counter-invade, but it looks like they might just miss it. So we'll see if they end up getting a pick in the jungle when he walks back to his blue buff.
Yeah, they're all there. Everyone's all ready. Looks like we're seeing some...
They might catch him on the backside here.
They see him.
We're going to have a level 1 fight break out here.
Yeah, big fight. A lot of roots going through with the Seraphine. Even more taking a lot of damage off the rip. But Grigsby is going to be the first one to fall. Angel Sandwich diving straight through and using the flash to get back on the backside of their team. And it's going to be a double kill over to the side of Glendale. Nice little clean play.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that they were ready for the invade. They knew it was going to happen. Unfortunately, they were just stuck in the wrong spot, and then they ended up getting hit when Glendale tried to walk out.
Yeah.
That's going to be a huge advantage for Glendale in this early game.
Yeah, starting off with an 1,000 gold lead over the opponent, and also, it looks like Angel might be missing that first wave of experience, but that's okay because it looks like Katana is sitting in trying to pester Tizo out of their own jungle here on the bottom side.
Interesting. Yeah, the waves haven't. The waves already crashed. He's missing XP for this. Is this really worth it? I guess Samira isn't back in lane yet.
Yeah, it looks like they're hitting at the same time here. So any advantage that they could have got level-wise for the side of Mesa is now going to be not at all in the cards for him.
Oh, Seraphine missed the root there on the Nautilus. Got a bit of engage here. Ezreal doesn't have E yet. It's still level 1. It goes down.
That's a good look from Louis. Does already have the level 2, knows that they can't have the level 2 anytime soon, so it's just going to punish them as quickly and efficiently as possible. Keep Angel ahead, keep him nice and strong. Because until they hit level 3, there's not really much that Grigsby could do to help Katana, and Katana only level 1 with that Mystic Shot.
Right.
No chance of escape.
It's like top lane's going about as expected, mid lane also going about as expected. It's all about that bot lane in the early game, like we said pre-game.
It's going to come down to can they find the hooks, and it looks like they can, so it'll be a-okay. Up the dog taking quite a big damage. Going to be taking a lot of their HP chunked out there. And a lot of cooldowns for Nina there.
Like I said, Nico, very tough to lane against. When that E goes through the minions, it increases the range, I believe, and it makes it a bigger hitbox. So it's really easy to forget where you're positioned versus where she's positioned and get hit by a big combo like that.
Yeah. It's very, very annoying to deal with. Looks like Tifa might be looking for a little play onto the top side of the map. She's going to be taking out that Scuttle. And with how much Alessandrite's able to push, you know, I would expect him to be able to gank up here, but it looks like Alessandrite's aware of that. And is just going to be setting up his wave to crash back into him on the jungle timer. Keep himself safe.
Looks like Alessandrite might be trying to freeze this wave on this Malphite. This would give him a huge advantage, since this is one of the points where Tryndamere is going to be the strongest against Malphite. This is the chance that he gets in order to get ahead. It's not going to get easier from here, so he's looking for any advantage he can get.
Yeah, the more this Malphite gets armor, it's going to just be harder and harder to kill him.
Looks like we got a bit of a game going bot lane.
Yeah, it looks like Grisbeak is going to be one taken down. Iso looking for a second one, Katana and a hat. Going to be able to get the stun, a flash, and it's going to be a double kill over to Angel. This Samira is already doing Samira things.
Yeah, that's exactly what we said. Again, that they got that advantage early in the bot lane. Now, MCC bot lane needs to dial it back a little bit. They really need to play their range, give up CS if they have to, and just play safe. Stop giving over kills to Samira.
Yeah, and in a lot of cases with, you know, sacrificing minions, right? As long as you're getting the XP, it's fine, right? You would rather get the gold, but if you're already behind, as long as you get the XP, there's still a way back into the game for you. And it looks like Angel is finding themselves caught between a Kayn and a Seraphine, but Minamori on the side to pick it up. And now it looks like it's Seraphine that finds himself between two members of the other team, and Angel just going to be picking up their 6th kill of the night, and it's going to be a shutdown on Katana. But, you know, Katana is going to be taking another death.
Yeah, Minamori with the lane gank, walked straight from base to bot lane, was ready for that play. Knew that the Samira was still hitting the turret overextended, and they might try to go for that play. Good foresight on GCC's part.
Yeah, just, you know, GCC got that early advantage and is just using that to extend any way forward for them. You know, already a collector on the Samira. It's going to be really difficult.
It looks like he's going for an all-in top lane.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be a Hex Splash in from Louis of the Dawn, going to find themselves in the middle of a CC chain. And Louis going to be taking the kill away, saying, hey, I came here. That's my kill, gamer.
Yeah, meanwhile, during the top lane skirmish, we had Trin hit level 6, start chasing down the Malphite down. Burned his flash, but he used both stuns for it, and now looks like Kayn is trying to pick up that kill. Not going to get it.
Yeah, that little shard you got from the Malphite, stealing the movement speed instead of just slowing, makes it so hard to keep up with him, because he just gets a random burst of speed, and you're just like, ah.
You know a champ has got a bit too much move speed when even Trend has a hard time chasing him down with Ghost.
Yeah. It's a little bit rough, but Malphite does already have Sheen, which will help them farm up a little bit against Trin's Berserker Greaves.
Yeah, those Berserker Greaves going to help him out, give him more attack speed, but not necessarily any more damage. So still,
like Louis going over the wall looking for Katana.
Bit of a hit, failed Hex Flash there.
Yeah, failed Hex Flash and then uses the hook. So, fortunately for Katana, they're going to escape out of there with their life this time around. But I don't think Louis is going to mess that play up twice. So just bot lane needs to be a little bit more careful about how they're approaching here.
Right, looks like MCC has calmed down a little bit, realized that they need to start taking things a bit slow, wait for them to make mistakes, get advantages when you can.
All right, and as we are transitioning here, we got to talk about some tempo stuff, right? You're so far ahead if you're on the side of Glendale here. You got so much gold lead. You know, you're looking at
going on mid lane right here.
Okay, and it's going to be the gold league's only going to get bigger, bringing it to 5K. A great pick setup from Tizo, followed up by Minamori. Looks like Alessandra is getting pushed in under his own turret. Huge wave and used.
Yeah, huge wave, but Malphite committed the ulti there, so he has no real kill pressure him under this tower. Should be able to collect this wave pretty easily.
Yeah.
Well, unless he just kills him just like that.
All right. Never mind. Okay. So, like I was gonna say, Glendale, you got all this pressure here. Are you mainly gonna be focusing on trying to extend out these turrets and get as many plays as you can to extend that lead, or do you think it's best to go for the neutral objectives, the dragons and the Rift Heralds?
Well, it looks like they're playing towards these neutral objectives. Early Herald, really powerful. Lets you get quite a bit of plates. If you're, say you have the Samira, for example, if you're able to push up that tower, maybe get a play going bot lane, drop a Herald, let Samira get those plates, funneling even more gold into your carry or to your Nico, so that way you can have these strong team fights.
And it looks like they're just going to be taking the neutral objectives first, just playing it nice and clean, making sure there's no way back in easily. Alessandrite does sniff it out. And they are going to be starting a fight, going to be taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to get stunned up, and Tizo on the runaway now.
Got the flash from the Sejuani. I'd say that's a worth play.
Siphon not quite able to catch back up for the play there, but wasn't able to get any aim stacks, and that's really going to be tough for Siphon because, you know, if your team is already behind as Kane, you know, you can't find any good fights without having to sacrifice your life to get a form, and you really don't want to be doing that at this point in the game.
MCC just needs to wait until Kane gets form, then they can maybe start to look for some plays. Like I said, MCC's got this kind of assassin disruptor comp. They need to be looking for the Samir and these Nico when these fights around a neutral objective start happening. So Kane needs to get form before that becomes a reality.
I don't know how far along Kane is in the form. It looks like Grigsby is going to be getting level 6 just straight off of that control ward clear.
Now, Seraphine ult is a big team fighting tool. It's going to be really important. They might have kept this Nautilus out here. It's just going to walk away.
Yeah. Nautilus already naturally tanky, just as a champion himself. He's got the boots of swiftness. One ruby crystal and one little cloth armor there. Apparently makes him unkillable, so not taking really all that much damage.
So what we just saw in the bush happen there in mid lane, Minamori likes to do this trick on Nico where he sends out his clone and then he runs out of vision and he starts basing. And that makes the clone actually start basing, so it can kind of fool you. If you let it go off, it'll look like Nico may have based when she actually in reality might be on the map roaming.
Yeah. Or sometimes you'll go up, you'll see them base, you'll walk forward yourself
and bot lane?
Catch them.
That's a dead Ezreal.
Ooh, and that's a good wind wall from Angel to keep the Seraphine ult gone. They're just gonna try and collapse on Grigsby. Grigsby keep themselves alive for quite a while. Angel taking a lot of damage from the turret. It looks like Siphon. Well, I don't know what's happening with Siphon. The stream just crashed on my end. Oh, and Angel's gonna get plus 700 over to Grigsby.
Seraphine gets the shutdown for that. Interesting.
Well, I mean, I guess
like I said, make a play bot lane, drop that Rift Herald, get the plates onto your Samira.
Oh, it looks like Louis in a bit of trouble here, but Minamori is here with the counter for Of the Dawn. Oh, not quite enough damage to land the kill yet.
Yeah, big play bot lane there. Meanwhile, top lane, still not a whole lot going on. Bit of a boring matchup.
Yeah. Alright, and back to normal top lane things. They're still farming.
Yeah, Trin has all sums and he has ult here, so he might try to look for something, but we're hit the point now where Malphite is a bit too much for Trin to handle. You saw that trade right there, very one-sided. Malphite lost almost no HP.
Yeah, this is looking a little bit rough for Mesa. You know, Samira already has 9 kills.
I mean, there still is a chance for Mesa to win this game. Like I said, if they can find a key assassination of a good target at just the right time, it can completely flip the game.
The nice thing is, Tryndamere does have 30 CS over Malphite. Everyone, round of applause. Let's go.
Yeah, Trin's doing well, all things considered. He just had that one slight hiccup top lane. Might have not realized that Malphite had as much kill pressure as he did at the time.
Yeah, just the little clap and slap on the Malphite does way more than you're expecting early, especially when that Malphite starts lane with a Doran's Ring. Oh, nice little wind wall there from Angel, keeping himself out of root in the turret. Big ulti from Grigsby, might be able to lock them both down. Double root. It looks like Angel Sandwich is going to be taken down again.
And do get the Samira. Interesting decision by Ezreal to use his E really aggressively like that. Nautilus was able to hit a pretty big hook off that, and he was able to get blown up pretty quick.
Yeah. And they do see Tizo down on the bot side.
Going for a play on
Siphon looking for the Malphite. Alessandra still has ulti. They could look for this dive if they wanted to. I don't know how much it would get for them with Mina rotating up.
I don't know if they have the damage to commit to the dive, and it looks like Kane's just backing off. Sejuani on Drake though, knowing that Kane is topside. Sejuani just goes, hey, I'm just going to start Drake, take it, it's free. We got bot prio anyways, might as well.
It's like Aspect was able to sight out the recall from Alessandra and get him to stop.
It's Kane posturing mid here. Not sure if he's going to get anything off it though. We got to going for the kill on Malphite here, top lane.
Yeah. Flash used from both sides, and it's going to be one kill over for Alessandra to try and bring this game back in top lane. Rein it back in a little bit.
Yeah, that's really good for MCC, getting a kill onto their split push threat. So now they might have an angle to try to win the game if the trinket gets strong enough to cause pressure in the base during the fights for objectives.
Yeah, and Minamori is there to cover the top side, so Trin can't get anything more off of that play. It's like the side of Mesa is just trying to find anything they can get down the spot side, seeing the scary Nico up and the Malphite dead. See if we can't win back control of bot side.
Looks like they might have been a bit frustrated, looking for that play. They know they just got Drake, so they were like, hey, let's see if maybe we can get some kills. Ends up not really working out for them. They could have been finding advantages elsewhere on the map during that time, but they're going to try to stay in this game here.
Alright, it's like Cypher looking for the angle onto Angel Sandwich, but Angel Sandwich, you know, not a threat to be trifled with. The charm, the ulti used by Grigsby, 2 ultis used from members of MCC, but it looks like MCC didn't have enough damage in the tank to even contest Angel there.
Yeah, really backfired there going for that play on that Samira. This Samira is way out of hand. They didn't have the damage in order to kill her and to one-shot her, and they didn't have the anti-ability to deal with that.
Flash root used for Mina, so that's a nice little flash out of there. They weren't quite able to pick up the Seraphine, but, you know, always gotta look for the plays with these leads. Always want to keep extending their and teleport used from Malphite.
See, Tryndamere is a few seconds away from ulti if they're able to catch him. It looks like he's going to be able to just walk it out.
Yeah, Tizo not wanting to go too deep for that play, because we have seen Alessandra turn around things like that in really stupid ways too many times, where it's like, yeah, let's not throw our lead away. Let's just play it nice and safe, nice and calm.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing really smart League of Legends here. We're not really seeing them really overextend, where they're playing for waves, trying to get prio in lanes, and looking for plays based off that, trying to catch people out, and they're just picking up these objectives when they think they can do it.
Yeah, it looks like Alessandra, though, you know, it's time for Monkey Neuron to activate. He's going to start a fight up onto Louis Lavania and Aspect Legend. Looks like he's just going to be chasing down Louis as best he can. The depth charge used, but the Undying Rage going to keep themselves alive. They might be able to run it out, but hey, they call it an unstoppable force for a reason, buddy.
Right, a bit of a desperation play again. You saw that he was there and might have been able to get a kill there. Unfortunately, Sejuani was top lane, even though he didn't have vision of it, and she was able to rotate to that play and get a pretty easy kill.
Alright. And just look at how much pressure Mina has been putting out this game. Always keeps drawing people for places where it's going to be easier for Mina to rotate than it is for them, which has been really one of those key things you look for in a mid laner. Just this ability to... Okay. I'm Malphite now, by the way. just that sort of ability to draw that much pressure.
Looks like they're going for the kill here under the tower. Backing out here. Yeah, like you were saying, Minamori has been doing his job so well. Being in the side lane, keeping the waves pushed up, just trying to poke out when he can, but looks like he's going to get caught out here.
Another shutdown going over to Grigsby, but Louis Lavania on the backside able to pick up a kill. Might be chasing down Katana now. The Ignite used, the barrier used to try and keep Katana alive, but it's not going to be enough with Tizo bringing Shelly onto that bottom tier 2 there.
Yeah, this is going to blow the game open here. They're going to have Shelly crashing into this tier 3. They could maybe go for the inhibitor if they wanted to. Might be a smarter play to just get this tier 3 and back off, though.
Yeah, Shelly might be... They are hit. The Shelly was not getting hit by the turret, so they might get another charge off of it onto the inhibitor. Got 170 health. Someone kill the turtle. Kill the crab.
Yeah, it looks like they're just backing out. I did hit. Get the damage off and then just decide, hey, let's just back off here. Dragon's about to spawn. Let's maybe base.
Yeah. Just reset. You got so much pressure from the bot side. That's going to make it really easy for you to do Baron in 2 minutes, because pretty much anytime they look to fight you, oh, Mina's going to go push bot side with teleport. Okay, Mina got it. Alright, we'll back off of Baron. Or they all sent want to stop Mina. Looks like we're getting Baron, boys. Louis getting sighted out.
Yeah, looks like GCC, they're just pushing out the waves, and then it looks like they're trying to rotate out to Baron. Samira is mid lane, and MCC is a bit pushed up, so they might be able to just look for something here if she rotates. They got the TP behind from Nico.
Yep, Tiso coming in, and it looks like Griggs Beef is going out. Back to the fountain with you, Mina Mori says, and Of the Dawn going to be following suit. That's going to be a nice little cleanup there from the side of Glendale.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to pick up the Drake off this. This trend, now he has to back off because Malphite wasn't forced down to that play. He's not able to get any value in the top side.
Yeah. And it's just going to be a nice little third Drake, putting him on soul point for the side of Glendale. Nice little clean play from all members of the team there, just really rotating around where they need to be. And even though Mesa's looking
Nico
to
is
make
also
plays,
gone out of hand.
yeah. And it's going to be Tana in the hat, just a little bit too far behind.
This is another trick that he does on Nico. We saw him use the recall trick that I talked about earlier, and now we're seeing him do another trick. Suppose as a minion in lane, once it gets late game like this, and it gets to the point where you can just one-shot somebody, at this point of the game, it gets really easy to just miscount the minions, not notice how many minions are in the wave, and then just get completely caught in one shot by this Nico.
Especially if you let two waves stack up like what happened, then it's impossible to tell.
Yeah, that is actually impossible to tell.
Did 5 minions die, or did only 4? And was it a caster creep that died, or was it a melee? You can't tell. So it's just, you have to guess as best you can. Hey, Mesa
looks like they're just applying that pressure mid lane. They could rotate to Baron here and try to force something if they wanted to.
Looks like Mesa is sort of rallying around this mid lane, trying not to really let them push much further. But it looks like on the other side, Alessandra might be a little caught out here.
All right, so MCC knows that they committed into the top side out into this Tryndamere. They might be able to look for something here if they wanted to. It might be one of the best chances they get.
Yeah, Louis got
Big engage by Nico right here.
And Nico could be cleaning it up anyways. Looks like Siphon might be able to get out with his life here, but not quite. Doesn't quite have the feeling themselves alive. Down in the hat, going to be setting up a play for... Ooh, and that one's gotta hurt. That's the Inferno trigger.
Right. Yeah, this might be the end of the game right here. They got 1 minion to defend this entire GCC mid-wave, and it's about to crash. They might be able to get this tier 3 here. Looks like they might just be posturing for Baron, though. Maybe a safer option.
Yeah, I mean, they started this game playing Smart League of Legends. They're going to finish this game playing Smart League of Legends. Let's take the confirmed Baron. We can worry about running it into their base later. Let's get as much power and as much pressure up as we possibly can.
Yeah, with the way this game state is, this Baron's going to let GCC pressure these lanes even more. And now Trin's going to have a much harder time pushing out these side lanes if somebody is just standing in lane near the minions.
Doesn't even have to be anyone
side lane threat,
pressure.
The side lane threat has subsided for now for GCC.
Yeah, they can just send Nautilus to go stand by and say hi, Tryndamere, and that'll probably do it.
They could send Nautilus. Personally, I think Malphite's a bit better of an option for GCC.
Nah, send Nautilus. It'll be funny. It'll be funny.
A bit of psychological damage.
But yeah. No, I think you're probably right. They'll probably just send Malphite to Sunfire plus Iceborne. You know, he does have kill pressure onto Tryndamere. Plus, you know, Baron's good. Baron will...
It's getting really hard to play the game here for MCC. They're in the point of the game where they can't walk up and contest waves. They have to wait for them to push into them. So it's really easy to get caught out and just one-shot, as we've seen many times.
Yeah. They are down 15,000 gold across the board.
That is a bit of a large number.
That is a little bit rough, but, you know, if they are able to hold it here...
Looks like they're pushing for this mid-wave, but Kayn and Ezreal have a flank here on Nautilus and Samira.
Yeah, looking for the angle. Looks like Siphon going to be getting a knock-up onto Louis here, but not really gonna amount to anything. They don't know where everyone is, and they are a little bit scared. Looks like that is a fake aspect, and it looks like it got caught by Alessandrite.
Yeah, amazing bait there using the Nico passive from Minamori. Looks like Trent's going to commit to this play.
Yeah. Now has used the ultimate and does find the correct target.
Yeah, ends up picking it up, but they're losing a lot mid lane here. This Baron empowered minions is able to get this tier 3, and they're probably going to pick up this inhib here. Probably just going to rotate down to bot hit inhib right after this, get the 2 inhibs down.
And they do have still such a strong. Wow, Cannons has decided to walk over and come help. They aren't going to answer the Tryndamere, but why would they? It's 4 people pushing a base instead of just the 1. So, might be able to.
This Nautilus is just walking around in base. He's not afraid. He's saying to try. Just try.
All of that for a drop of blood. Right, let's see
Still
what
keeping these waves pushed up. Looks like they're going to go down to drag. Just take the free soul.
Yep. Louis might be a little bit in danger if more people are rotating to him, but looks like they're too preoccupied with the minions in their base to deal with the champions outside of it.
FCC trying to clear out this mid wave, get the mid prio. Say, we don't want to worry about these super minis in mid now. We want to get to this Drake here, but it looks like it might just be already gone. Dane has to back out.
Aspects just being there, exciting out the gate. As soon as they try and get in, it's not going to be they're not going to be able to make any play happen there, so. Free Drake for the side of Glendale. Looks like they're just going to be going straight into that base again.
And Baron just subsided. No more Baron for GCC, but they are just trying to maybe force something down mid. Just be like, hey, we got soul, let's try to fight, end the game.
Not a fighting Tizo on the side. Tizo is just charging him down.
We're at the point of the game where an ADC caught out by a tank just can't do anything. He's not strong enough to do enough damage to kill him. Doesn't have the CDR to run away, so he just dies. And now it's a 5v4 in the base of MCC.
Yeah, that's the ADC special right there. Late game, cool. I'm fighting the tank. I'm dead. Okay, cool. Never mind. Fighting the support. I lost. Okay.
It's like Smear's trying to engage here in the base near the fountain.
1-man ult from the Malphite, but it's gonna be a multi-man ult from Angel. Looks like Alessandrite might be doing a lot of damage here, but not quite gonna have enough. The Undying Rage not gonna last long enough. It's going to be 1 for 5 there, and it's going to be 1 for the game.
Yeah, well, GCC goes up 1-0 in this series very convincingly. GCC looking like a real competitor here in the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really did just decide to pull out all the stops for that game. Just, once they got that early lead, they really just capitalized on it as much as they can. What do you think the biggest thing that helped them win that game was?
Honestly, that level 1 invade, when they caught him around the backside, that gave them 2 kills. It gave them 1 to Samira, and that was enough for bot lane to completely snowball out of control. When just according to plan for GCC, just like we talked about in the draft in the pregame, their win condition was absolutely perfect. They didn't even really need to play around the neutral objectives. They were just able to force fights, and their front to back was so good, and their damage was so high that MCC wasn't able to compete.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll see what changes they make in the next game. Maybe we might see some role swaps from some people. Maybe we might see some new weird champions. But whatever they decide to pull out, I hope it's good. I want to see something.
I expect a Malphite ban. I expect a Malphite ban next game.
I expect a Nico ban. That's got it.
Nico is, like I said, she's not fun to play against.
No. All right. Well, see you all in a bit. Alright, welcome back to game 2 of Mesa versus Glendale. It looks like we have a little bit of swappage of players and the swappage of size. Back with me again. We still got Dude here. He hasn't fallen asleep yet. Let's go.
Not yet. Still got at least one more game, perhaps maybe 2 more games if we're lucky.
Perhaps more games. Let's hope. So we did see a side swap this time. Mesa opting for the blue side.
Yeah, looks like Mesa's saying, you know what, lost that game. Maybe just a bit of bad red side mojo. Maybe we want to first pick something. Looks like for bans, they took out all the things they thought were problematic last game. No more Nico, no more Samir, no more Sejuani.
Yeah, and it looks like they got rid of Gwen still. I don't know if they were aware that Alessandrite was swapping out or not. Or maybe Siphon plays Gwen. I don't know.
Maybe it's about sending a message.
Yes. no more Gwen. Gwen is not allowed in this league ever.
Yeah, Yone into the Gnar top. Not sure how that matchup goes. Sounds like maybe it could be a bit tough for Yone. That Gnar is just like, when he's mini, he's ranged, he's hard to deal with. So, gonna have to play smart, try to not get poked out in this top lane.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, should be okay. I mean, they gave Canyon the signature Kindred. Also, forgot to mention, Canyon's in the game now. They decided to scrap Grigsby and Alessandrite and took Canyon this time instead, with SkyJ stepping back in, able to come back to play.
Yeah, Canyon is he's a really great jungler, he's a really great Kindred player, and it looks like they gave it to him. They thought, Kindred's not going to be a problem. We'll let him have it.
Yeah.
And I can say that might be a bit of a mistake.
That might be rough. This guy plays a lot of Kindred. He's nearly perfected the clear. I think I've seen him play Kindred probably 20 times now, and I've seen him mess up the clear pattern once. And he seems rather upset with himself over it.
Yeah, I mean, jungle changes did happen recently. Not sure exactly what, but have realized or seen some messed up clears after those changes have came out. So maybe that jungle change is going to affect him a little bit in tonight's game.
Yeah, I died to Krugs recently. I don't think that had anything to do with the jungle change. I think I'm just bad, but I'm gonna blame it on the jungle change.
Some junglers, they just not built to handle Krugs.
Yo, if you're ever wondering, Kha'Zix versus Krugs, Kha'Zix does not win if you're trying to start that with 100 HP. Don't do it. I went for it, did not work. So there you go. There's Nick's hot tip of the night for League of Legends players. All right, so we got Yone versus Gnar, Kindred versus Hecarim, Ahri versus Corki. On this top side of the map, who are you looking to get the most pressure? Are we looking at MCC or GCC here?
Well, I'm looking for MCC to really have a stronger early game than they did last game. They got the Ahri mid into Corki. Corki, not a very strong early game at all. He really needs to hit level 6 for him to get his first real spike, and that's when he can actually start playing the game. So it should be pretty easy for this Ahri to get the early game mid push to be able to help out Kindred in the jungle, because Canyon, he loves to go for invades, loves to go for marks, loves to go for aggressive plays. So if this Ahri is able to get on the map early and get some leads, that could be what they need in order to win this game.
This man, he's fiending for marks. He will sacrifice everything for the mark.
He will sit in the bot lane side brush for 2 minutes waiting for marks to come by.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he is. But when he's needed in fights, he does show up. So I guess it should be fine. It should be fine. I'm not worried.
Yeah, he's a great mechanical player. So putting him on a carry jungler is a great move for MCC. Might be looking for him to rely on him in these fights.
Yeah, MCC also does have a good bit of follow-up to make their team fights very, very strong with both the Tark and the Kindred ult. Tark and Kindred can time their ults together. So you wait 2 seconds while Kindred ults up, and then you hit the Tark ult button, and now your team is invincible for pretty much the entirety of a fight. So if they decide to use that, they don't really have much of a front line, but those 2 ults together will make their squishies that deal a lot of damage. They won't really need a front line if you're stood in Kindred ult.
Right.
Try and kill me anyways.
It's all about how MCC reacts to the engage of GCC. Now, obviously, GCC can get a free pick if they hit a Blitzcrank hook, but I feel like their primary form of trying these fights is going to be maybe a Gnar ult engage, Hecarim ult engage, Corki package. They're going to be looking to going in, maybe trying to blow somebody up. So if they're able to react on time, get that Kindred ult down, have everybody stand in it right before it runs out, hit that Taric ult, they might be able to swing a fight like that.
Got everyone, before this game, you gotta be playing that WoW song, the I will not move when the flame is down.
Or like the ETC song?
Yeah, something like that. It's just the one where they have like the flame circle, which is like I will not move. It's just like, yeah, just as long as everyone's stood on top of Kindred, it'll be fine. And also, Sivir, scale's pretty good. Pretty good. So Sivir and Kindred are going to be doing a lot of work later in the game as they get items and Kindred gets marks.
Yeah, bot lane's really going to be relying on maybe their top side of the map to get a bit of work done in the early game, so that way it can maybe take some pressure off of them to be able to scale up. And so they're just going to play for that Sivir poke, hopefully scale up, and then win these fights.
Yeah. And I mean, we've been seeing Grigsby play a lot of Taric lately. Do you see a resurgence? Is there something I've missed that Taric's back in now, where I see everyone playing him now?
I saw Grigsby playing a lot of Taric the other day. I'm not sure if that was just, he was just feeling it that day, or if something happened to Taric. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot more of him played now. He's a pretty good champ, especially with this Kindred combo. Being able to drop that ult right after Kindred ult, that's going to be big for this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Blitzcrank, if they're able to get some hooks early on, probably onto the Sivir. I mean, it's a tall order because Sivir probably is just going to go level 2 spell shield, right? Just make sure that they can't get grabbed randomly. And I mean, at level 4, Taric can just start scrapping with the Blitzcrank pretty easily with all the extra healing he's got.
Yeah, I mean, GCC's bot lane, they got quite a bit of pressure here in the early game, I think. If they're able to land that Blitz hook, Kai'Sa, she can do quite a bit of damage. So they might be able to blow somebody up, maybe get a flash or a heal out, get some early advantage there in that bot lane.
Yeah, especially if we see a quick, nice little quick lethality Kai'Sa game. Gets ahead, gets so strong with the with how much damage you do. Because I still go the static shift build, but whenever I go lethality, I'm like, I just one-shot that guy.
Yeah, looks like
he's no more.
Looks like GCC is going to go for another invade this game. Looks like they're going to go on top side this time. Let's see if they get caught out.
Yeah, looks like they might just be looking for the buff. They might think that
Yone should see this.
Yep.
Hook scown, and then they walk out.
Yep, and there you go. There's 95% of Blitzcrank's mana, so he's got it back because one hook bankrupts him.
Yeah, looks like they did get a ward down on the blue side, blue buff. So they should be able to see when Kindred is going to go for this blue buff, get some early information. They might be able to counterplay if they see him trying to do a little invader gank.
Yeah, but then on the flip side, it looks like Mesa has gotten quite a bit of wards down on the blue side as well. One in the wolf, one in the blue buff itself. So that should give them some vision to do the same thing with the Hecarim this time around.
Alright, kind of just waiting for minions to crash here. Looks like Canyon's going to go with a leash this game. Normally, he says, I don't need a leash. I'm fine. But looks like he's saying, hey, bot lane, let's get a leash this game. Let's get this buff done a bit faster, and let's get a bit more tempo on the map.
Yeah. He wants to really fight for those marks, so he needs to get ahead of Tizo as fast as he can.
Yeah, while Tizo's going leashless.
Yeah. Since Tizo is starting on that top side of the map, it is okay because Spirit of Dread plus your Rampage just rips apart multi-target camps so quickly while also healing you back to full every few seconds. So you are chilling. Katana in the hat. Looks like he's nice flash. Was able to reaction time the flash. Unfortunately, that has to burn it so early in the lane, but such is the way of the Blitzcrank.
Yeah, I was just playing just a bit too far up. He didn't realize that, hey, bot lane's about to get level 2 here. If they get level 2, I'm still level 1. I don't have spell shield yet, so I can't stop this Blitzcrank, so I'm going to have to flash if he tries to hook.
Yeah. Blitzcrank going to just start playing in the outside of the vision range here. Just looking for any hook they can get onto Katana in the Hat. Don't really want to hook SkyJ just because of that stun. It can make things difficult for them. It looks like Kindred is here trying to get some payback onto Angel Sandwich for what happened last game to the rest of his team, but it looks like Louis is going to draw the aggro in the eye of Canyon and Katana, getting chased down here. There's going to be first blood going over to Canyon.
Looks like
they're dying in return. Good stun.
They're turning for this Kaisa. The flash and the flash follow. It looks like Canyon might pick up another kill here.
Yeah, it looks like Katana does use the spell shield to keep themselves alive. Katana grabbing the second kill of the game.
That's really big for Mesa right there. Like I said, they need to get this Kindred online. They might be looking for aggressive plays, and Canyon likes to do that. He saw the gank opportunity bot lane, and he took it, and they end up for that 2 kills.
And with all that fighting going on, I know that Canyon is still like, damn, I wish we could have killed Tizo instead, because that's where my mark is.
Yeah, he was waiting for more, but you know, we take the wins, especially after last game. They need a bit of that mental reset from this early game, and if they're up right now, they're going to be feeling good about this game.
Yeah. So we do see that, you know, Canyon is resetting. This is what he normally does. He likes to clear 1/2, go for a gank, and then reset, just to get himself a couple long swords at the start of the game. Get set up nice and easy. So we'll see how much that impacts this game.
Yeah, it looks like Canyon's going to his top side here. Going to clear that out. His buff, or his mark, is unfortunately on the opposite side of the map on Hecarim's Gromp, and he just took that, so he's going to have to wait for his mark to reset.
Yeah. So
looks like Corki and Hecarim might be looking for something here.
Yep, they do see Hecarim down on Canyon. Canyon trying to run away. Minamori coming in, forcing the flash out of Canyon. And Siphon
on Yone here.
Yeah, Siphon in a bit of trouble. Does have the Q3, so might be able to get themselves out, and Canyon is on the chase with Of the Dawn. The flash EQ, the unstoppableness of Siphon, just trying to really lock him down. Canyon going for Tizo on the backside. Are they going to be able? They are able to find it, and they're going to be able to find a second one. Aspect now trying to take out Canyon, trying to take out the villain, but he's not Akshan, so it might be Canyon taking him out. But the final word is going to come from Louis there, finally taking down the Kindred, taking a lot of damage in return.
Yeah, and Ari, unfortunately, no mana there, probably won't be able to get that Blitzcrank, but a more early aggression. And that wasn't even started by MCC. They were trying to kill Canyon in his own jungle. Corki was going for a flank going around while Hecarim was going in, while fighting over the crab, and they decided, hey, let's just turn on this Yone, and that ended up biting them a little bit.
Yeah. Siphon and Of the Dawn coming in to rescue their new jungler buddy, saying, get away from him. He's our boy now. We've taken him from PBCC. We'll do whatever it takes to protect him.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about earlier. Canyon, very mechanically gifted player. He's really good at Kindred, and we're seeing that. Like we said, it might have been a mistake from GCC to let him play this Kindred. And it's looking like a bit of a problem for them right now.
Yeah, he's, you know, such a young age. Only 8 years old, playing in MCL. He's 18,
I think
but
he's older than that, yeah.
He's a little bit older than that,
8,
but, you
18,
know.
what's the difference?
But, you know, but according to him, I'm approaching my mid-30s, so I give him it whatever I can. Let him know. All right, looks like Siphon's still, you know, still even in the farm department, which is good, seeing how much range Aspect has. Aspect, it does have the Mega Gnar. It does not quite have level 6.
Yeah, that
really do anything.
Wasn't super great for Yone right there. He was going for a bit of an aggressive trade instead of taking the wave that was under his tower, and it looks like that trade may have ended up going poorly for him.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hard part about dealing with Gnar, is how much health he gets while in Mega form. He just becomes, like, nearly unkillable. Looks like he might just be abandoning SkyJ. SkyJ just going to die. Flash hook coming in from Louis, and it looks like it's going to be an exhaust going down onto Canyon as well. Canyon going back over the wall, just trying to buy time. Angel Sandwich going to be looking for them as well. Canyon just going to be jumping over the wall and wasting as much time as they can.
Oh, he gets hit by the Kaisa W.
Yeah,
it looks like Mesa was just a bit caught out right there.
Yeah. Went for, it looked like they were going for a mark early on, just trying to get a little bit more ahead. Good play from Aspect, going straight to the clone. A good ulti, but misses the rock, but it's not going to matter anyways. Is able to take them down.
Yeah, really great play from Gnar right there, knowing, hey, this Yone, he's trying to trade really aggressive. I mean, just blew his E, he missed his combo. I'm going to walk up to where he's going to snap back to and then go for a play with my ulti because I'm about to go Mega.
Yeah. So it's a good move from Aspect, just getting, you know, favorable trades. Looks like Dawn might be looking for a play onto Mina here. Mina using that Valkyrie to get themselves out. Canyon is back bot. Might be looking for an angle here.
Yeah, they have this ping, so they don't have vision. They also don't have vision in the river brush, so if Canyon decides to gank here, if they walk up, it might go bad for them. It looks like they're just deciding to back out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the wave is pushing. It looks like he's going to hold here. It looks like Canyon's coming in now with a mark onto Angel Sandwich. Angel Sandwich doing their best to run out the supercharge. Going to be getting them out pretty far, but Canyon's going to get hooked in and locked up. Canyon going to be dying for that play. The kill going over to Angel Sandwich.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate there. Kindred used their dash really aggressively, and Blitzcrank was able to get a really easy hook, stun them on their tower, and he took 2 shower shots and died from that.
Yeah, and the teleport from Minamori just to be safe. Make sure that Canyon can't do anything more over that fight. And it looks like Hecarim, you know, going straight to the Raptors. Sees the mark on them, needs to make sure that Kindred doesn't get out of hand any further here.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how many marks Kindred has. We're not able to see that on the current UI, but looks like there's going to be another trade top lane.
Yeah,
the ultimate.
Dealing a lot of damage. Siphon does have the Q. Going for a little bit of an E thing here, and it's just going to be the death of him.
Yeah, that was a nice... Almost missed it with that the stun for Gnar, but he was able to get that kill.
Yeah, and Tizo's just here to push back under the turret. Does have the Rift Herald. Oh, and they are going to be able to find onto the bot side. They are finding Louis in a bit of danger here. You'll only be using the overdrive to try and run away, but it's just going to be a pincer maneuver from Katana and SkyJ there, and SkyJ gracefully giving that one over to his boy.
Yeah, they were able to stop the base, and they just catch him completely out. Didn't have flash, so there was no real way for him to escape.
Yeah.
Herald did go down topside, getting some more gold into the pocket of Hecarim and Gnar. This Gnar is going to start being a bit of a problem. I don't think Yone is going to be able to really contest him in a side lane. And this Gnar could also potentially be a side lane threat if he wanted to. And when he has TP up, he could just TP to fights when he gets Mega and just have a big ultimate that could win in the fight.
Gotcha, yeah. And it looks like they see that the Gromp has the mark on it, so bot lane positioning to keep Canyon out of the jungle here.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now. Corki's up. Looks like 20 CS about. Now it's getting to the part. He's level 6. He's got a launch chapter. He's got a blasting wand. He's stacking his tier. It's going to get hard to lane against him because he can push waves pretty quick. He can just harass you into your tower like this, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah.
Ari needs to just keep pushing this wave out and then just working with a jungler to find plays around the map.
Yeah, that's the hard part about dealing with artillery mages, and it was a good look from Louis, but the hook was not as good. Looks like Canyon just going to be sending him a farewell shot as he goes out of the Dawn, dashing in aggressively, but as a second charge just to dash back out.
Yeah, up to Dawn. I've noticed when playing against her, when she plays Ari, that's one of her most comfortable champs. She's really aggressive with using her R, trying to catch you in lane, trying to get a solo kill. But that can potentially be used to GCC's advantage. If they know that Ari commits an ult in lane to try to get a solo kill, they might be able to find timers to team fight when she doesn't have ult.
Yeah, looks like Canyon is still here in the mid wave, this time with SkyJ to back them up. Might be able to look for a play onto Minamori as the wave's going to be pushing into them, but Minamori is going to be pushing themselves out and pushing that recall button.
Meanwhile, bot lane waves gets pushed in. Looks like he's just going to chill here. Dragon is up. They're going for the mark here on the Gromp.
Yeah, but it looks like first they're going for Tizo, and they're going to be able to find the stun, and the ultimate is not going to be enough. The Ignite going to tick them down. Katana versus Angel Sandwich. And it looks like it's going to be a nice little flash from Katana to keep themselves safe there. And Canyon going in with the flash forward to take down Angel.
And Corki is more here. This could be dangerous.
Yeah. Ulti used from Canyon to keep themselves alive in a big Taric just going to be able to find them so much time in the pocket there. But it's not going to be enough. But hey, wait, maybe it's enough to get some kills on the backside. Siphon with a beautiful Fate Sealed. And it looks like that's going to seal away this team fight as they're going to be picking up 2 more under the turret.
Big team fight. It's a bit of a delayed ace for MCC. They're going to try to get this turret. Their jungler is down, and GCC's jungler is up, so I don't think they're going to be able to get this dragon. It looks like they might be able to get another kill here.
Yeah, Tizo going for SkyJ and is going to be able to pick them off in the end. But... and it looks like we see Blitzcrank pinging the Hecarim.
A bit of self-pings. Might not be happy with that decision there, but...
oh, it looks like
they're
Angel...
still going in for it.
Angel is in danger here, but the charm is going to come through. Angel Sandwich might be the one finding themselves caught out. The killer instinct might not be the best instinct for them to have right now. Ana trying to help Louis out here, and as the ultimate is going to be picking up the Sivir. Out to Dawn, still in danger. Getting it chased down by Louis there.
And they end up getting Drake off that play. Looks like there, GCC might have not known what to do there. They might have gotten caught off guard with the fact that they got team wiped, and may have just had a bit of lack of judgment there trying to go for those kills.
Yeah.
Did end up getting one in the end, but maybe it would have been safer to just try to collect the wave.
Yeah, that's always the hard part about, whenever you win a game decisively or lose a game decisively, the next game is always just like, oh, I forgot how, I'm strong again, or I forgot how weak I am again,
Yeah, playing from behind is a skill in League of Legends. So you need to, in order to be a good player, you obviously need to know it when you're in a good position and able to take these fights and know how to pilot your character. But you also need to know how to play from behind, how to get back into a game if you're behind, where to find advantages, how to find people out of position to be able to get back into a game.
Yeah, it's always. I have that problem whenever I play the game, right? It's just when, as soon as I get out of a game where I just won, it's just like, why am I not one-shotting the wave anymore?
Yeah, it looks like gold is still about even. MCC only up 1,000 gold. GCC's been CSing pretty well. Corki, he's up almost 40 CS on this Ahri. Yode managed to close the gap that Nar had a little bit, and bot lane's still going well.
Katana, the on the hunt is going to try and get themselves out, but it's not going to be enough. A little bit late on the spell shield, and it looks like Angel's going to be picking up their 3rd kill of the game there.
Wonder if he didn't have Spell Shield up quite yet to block the Hecarim ulti.
Yeah.
Because it did look like he got feared back from that, which was able to secure Kai's the kill.
Yeah. Probably didn't have it up.
Looks like they're going for the Rift Herald here.
Yep. Saw all those people on the bot side, saw the 3-man committal onto Katana. And Katana, even though he's not in the top lane, he's still getting the Katana treatment, which is, we're going to send everyone to your lane.
It looks like they're going to get the bot turret here off of that. But MCC did get the Rift Herald, though. Second Rift, not usually as useful as the first Rift of the game. Plates are going to be down, so you're not going to be able to get the plate value from that. But if you're able to get a tower and then maybe get another hit onto the tier 2, you could still find some value from that.
Nice charm from Up the Dawn there, plus the spacing makes it so that they get the double hit of the Orb of Deception before Vina can even think of Wing out. It looks like there's going to be a second turret taken over here for Glendale. Taken in the top side. Might be trying to make it go for the trifecta with the mid turret. Do have Tizo and Louis in the position to really help him out.
Yeah, the game's kind of slowed down pace a little bit here. We're just going to be waiting for the next objective to come up probably before a fight, unless somebody gets caught out. Jungler's just clearing their camps. Looks like GCC's about a base right now, going to come up, try to come back on the map together. But looks like Canyon might be going for the Sparkle and his blue buff here, and looks like GCC pinged it, so they are probably expecting this.
Yeah, they saw a bunch of pings be dropped down from both Canyon, SkyJ, and pretty much everyone on the side of Glendale, just looking to stop this play, but they weren't able to get there fast enough.
Yeah, really great timing on MCC's part. I'm not sure if they knew that 3 of them had just based, or if it was just complete luck, but it was really nice of them to be able to get into that jungle, click that mark when they had all just based.
Yeah. We're going to see Tizo might be looking for a little counter jungle here. Says, take my blue buff, will you?
Yeah, and look at Canyon just waiting in the wings here. Just in case something, happens to start, he's just keeping himself hidden. So that way, if they do go for a play, he might be able to catch them off guard.
Yeah, it looks like Katana is up against Minamori with all that artillery, but Canyon is here to help out too. Flash used, but the ultimate is used from Katana to give Canyon a little bit extra move speed.
Oh, he's going for the TP, and they completely miss him.
Yeah, but that is TP burnt from Minamori, so even if you can't catch him there, that's a worth trade.
Canyon at least getting the summoner out, it prevents the package TP. That's could possibly be pretty big for this next dragon fight here.
Yeah, and even if they did side him, all they would be able to do is damage. They might not be able to kill him in the time it takes to TP, since they have no way to stop the TP. No hard CC from Katana or Canyon there.
And look at that damage from Gnar. This Yone is having a really tough time dealing with this Gnar.
Good flash from Sky J. They're trying to get onto Katana, but the ultimate is just going to come down just in time, and Louis stepping out of the Kindred ulti too early, and it looks like Siphon is able to get the W off, and is going to be coming back. Aspect Legend not quite able to go Mega in time. It's going to be a nice little 1-for-4 over to the side of Mesa.
We saw that value from that Taric Kindred combo. Like, Taric dropped the ulti, Hecarim ultied in on top of that ulti. He did no damage. He got no value out of that ulti, and they were able to pick him off easy. Once that Taric ult ran out, there were still 2 members of GCC trying to kill them. They just dropped that Kindred ulti. And SkyJ was feeling so good that he was like, hey, I'm 1 HP. I'm going to run out of the Kindred ulti, chase these guys down, try to kill them. He didn't care. He knew the fight was won.
Yeah, just chasing forward, trying to get the stun onto as many people as they could. Sacrifice their life for the play. That's what you like to see in a support. The willingness to just be like, yeah, my scoreline's gonna suck, but we're gonna win the game.
A true support player. Oh, look at that Corki damage.
Yeah, and Sky J just looking for another angle, finds a stun onto Minamori, but Valkyrie's back out.
And Taric just being as annoying as possible. They were afraid to commit to that Taric because they didn't know, hey, yo, we don't know if Kindred's gonna be here. We don't know if Yone's gonna be here. Let's just back out of this play.
Yeah, and it was hard to see on that side of the fight, but right before Taric came in, Minamori threw the big one at Of the Dawn and took off about 30% of their health bar.
Yeah,
so
this Corki is going to start becoming a menace. He's about to get 2 items here pretty soon. So once he does that, his damage output is going to increase dramatically. I saw Canyon picking that Baron a bit earlier, so I know how much he loves to play for objectives. So he's saying, hey, this Baron's coming up. We should play for this. Our team fight is what's going to win us the game. Let's team fight over Baron.
And it looks like they have seen Aspect. They're trying to take the Scuttle Crab, and they're going to take it for themselves. Aspect is going Mega, so they can just play it a little bit slow to wait for Aspect to run out of that Mega.
Now look at the bunch over this Baron here. Corki is running up through the Drake pit. He doesn't have TP. They might be able to catch him out here. They know he's here.
They saw him, yeah. The ward is going to sight them out. The W over the wall is going to get them out with their life. But hey, now they're on the runaway.
Yeah, chunking that Corki is huge. If they want to contest, they might have to base. They might still be able to do something because of how long range Corki is. But they realize, hey, Corki's chunks. Let's start run over the Baron.
Kindred does have ult in 7 seconds, but this team burns Barons down real quick. So Siphon going over the wall, nicely done to get rid of the blast cone, just not to give them any angles in. Katana.
They're committing. Hecarim might go Renault here.
Red team does steal the Baron, but it looks like it's going to be Of the Dawn picking up one on the side. They're going to be able to get rid of the Baron from MCC, but they say that's okay. We'll take 4 members of your team instead. Triple kill going over to Katana.
And I know exactly where Canyon is running to right now. Yeah, they missed the smite on the Baron, but cleaning up 4 kills. Only Kaisa's got this Baron.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a really great game state from MCC right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, with that Hecarim ulti, Canyon did get grabbed by the Fear just on the very edge of it, so he was not able to smite. So it was a really good angle for Tiza. It does manage to secure the Baron, so it doesn't go as terribly as it could have, but losing 4 members of your team, that hurts.
Yeah, we'll see if GCC is maybe able to do something here with this Kaisa Baron. If they're able to get a good team fight, they might be able to push and get a tower or 2 with this one remaining Baron.
Who has the Baron left? Is it Kaisa?
It is Kaisa.
All right.
In here, just going for his camps. Might be eyeing this Kaisa here.
Yeah, Katana going to be using the ultimate, just trying to take a step forward onto Minamori, but it looks like on the other side, it looks like Blitzcrank is here with the flank. It looks like Siphon is fighting Tizo by themselves, going to be using the ult to get out, dodging Tizo's ult. Ult for ult.
Ult for ult. Hecarim ult is a big tool for them. Looks like the cooldown's pretty low, so he should be able to get that back. Looks like it might be synced up with the Yone ult, actually. We saw as well Sivir going for a play onto the Corki bot lane. Ulted after him, tried to run away, realized that Blitzcrank was on the other side, then tried to flash at Corki, forced him to pop his flash. Now they're down 2 flashes on the Corki and Sivir.
Yeah. They were able to get the flash out, and somehow, neither person really even took any damage after that. They kind of were just like, all right, I'll see you later. See you in 5 minutes. That's fine.
Looks like this dragon's going to spawn here soon. Hecarim's already on the bot side, posturing for that. Canyon is on his Gromp right now, so he's got a bit of a ways to go. He's probably going to clear wolves on the way there. But they need to set up vision, gain ground before GCC is able to get there, so that way they can set up that big combo in the team fight.
Yeah, and look for the soul sweep. They are on soul point, so Glendale does have to answer this. They have no option but to answer with Angel using that Baron buff to just grab themselves mid-prio as much as they can. SkyJ might be found out here. Yeah, not quite able to get the lockdown onto it. Tizo did do a lot of damage, but Katana finding themselves in the middle of 3 people. The killer instinct from Angel going to be taking them down once and for all. But, that is a big tool from the Kaisa being blown super early in the fight.
Yeah, Sivir just a bit out of position there. The rest of her team was on the other side of the Drake pit, but she was inside the Drake pit, running at them. Didn't realize that 3 members of GCC was running down to catch them out. So looks like if I was Mesa, I would probably just give this Drake, but looks like they might still be trying to go for something. They are looking for the angle. It looks like Canyon's going into the pit, and Red Team does slay the dragon, but it looked like Red Team might get slain on the other side of the fight. Canyon not quite able to get the ulti to keep himself alive. So one does go down, the Blitzcrank does get picked off, and so does the jungler of the Dawn, dominating now. Yeah, Ari got kind of blown up in that fight. Was forced to ult Everfrost, or just ult backwards in most of that fight. Was able to get a lot of damage out, but the rest of her team ended up going down. So much damage. She was able to get a kill on the end, but that was a big swing in GCC's favor. Yeah, so much damage done in that fight. It actually dropped the bitrate of the Discord stream, and I couldn't see what was happening. And it looks like Mina is finding Katana once again, but Katana going with this lethality Sivir, really just trying to look for every angle they can onto Mina. Not quite able to find, but volume shooter. Lethality Sivir really annoying to play against. You just spam Q, try to poke. Looks like he's kind of going for a mixed hybrid build. He's got the Essence Reaver and the Collector in there, so still got some crit, but is opting for that lethality Mythic in the Dustblade. And again, the pace of the game has slowed down dramatically. No objectives to fight over. Canyon, really objective-focused jungler. And marks do count as objectives for him, so if he sees a mark, he's going to be going for it. But looks like there's nothing up right now, just waiting on the main objectives to spawn. Yeah, even though, 7 kills behind, the gold is pretty much dead even a little bit in Glendale's favor. Just with, they were able to get big shutdowns with what kills they had, and also, in a lot of lanes, they are up CS, so. Yeah, really competitive game here so far. MCC, they just got wiped in that last fight almost, but they're still in it for sure. They just gotta have that Sivir with the team, not get caught out, just fight the full 5v5. Sivir's gonna output a lot of damage along with this Kindred and Ari. Yeah, let's see if they can hold it down here. It looks like they're positioning just to get that top turret, because it is rather low. It looks like they're not going to get it. Instead, looking to get set up for the Baron. Of the Dawn going to be missing the charm, so Aspect is able to get themselves out alive, even though it's with almost no HP. That's a good chunk. I'd even say that was in favor for MCC because they do have the invulnerable ultis. Chunking out that Gnar is big. Yeah. Let's see if they can go find an actual another pick. Of the Dawn hit that charm. I'm pretty sure that was a dead Gnar on our screens, but just a little bit too far right. It looks like he's getting caught here. He's dead already. Yeah. Canyon grabbed, and SkyJ does use the ultimate at an inopportune time, so that's going to be a big ulti in from Tizo, but Tizo going to get chunked out. That big damage from the Lethality Sivir. Lethality Sivir picking up a second one.
Spell Shield gonna block one, but not gonna block the hook, the flash away. Minamori on the chase, though. It looks like Angel Sandwich is gonna be Void seeking Katana's life there, and are able to trade back some kills. Ending up with that fight at 2-4-2.
Yeah, great decisiveness by GCC. They find that pick on like Kindred, and they're like, that's Kindred ulti down, we're going. And we saw Tarek just blow his ult trying to save her, so they got nothing if this Hecarim just runs at them and ults on their faces.
Yeah. But good turnaround with the damage from Katana, was able to find Aspect and Tizo. Tizo going in, and it's a good thing he goes in, but one of the hard parts about Hecarim is once you're going in, until you actually get your destination, you're just charging straight at the enemy team with no way out. And Angel showing that Yone had no way out either.
Yeah, Yone just a bit out of position there. Like, he saw the Blitzcrank on the vision in the Baron pit, but still was running up to that tower trying to hit it with the wave, and he paid for that with his life. They might be going for a Baron play here.
Yeah, want to stop Canyon from getting another mark on this Baron. Also just want to stop them from getting the Baron, period. Teleport coming in from Mina to really help seal the deal here. Wasn't really necessary. All members of Mesa were all pretty much in their base, clearing out waves. So
yeah, Blitzcrank right before that play cleared out the vision. MCC had no idea that was happening. So yeah, the TP was a bit overkill, but they had no clue. Canny wasn't even in a position to steal.
So we'll see how they advance from here. Looks like they might be looking for an angle onto Aspect. Canyon does have his mark onto Mina, so he could swap it.
It looks like they're going for the Drake here. They might be able to burn it down, but it looks like MCC might get there in time. MCC, they need to play for this fight here. They have a crazy team fight. 2 members just base, so they might be able to look for something here.
Yep, they need to do it, and they need to do it quickly. Mina is sighted bot side, and Louis is known to have just based. They need to try and force it out. Blue team is going to be getting the Infernal Soul. Tizo trying to find damage. Of the Dawn flash against the pit. A good flash from Of the Dawn, going to keep themselves safe. Of the Dawn coming over saying, hey, Canyon, here's that invul you were looking for. SkyJ going to be picked off on the side. Flash from Canyon, going to be taking down one. Going to be taking down, not quite able to take down the second one before the ultimate comes out. But it is going to be Kindred ulti keeping themselves alive, and Canyon finding a triple kill. And beautiful charm by Of the Dawn. Aspect trying to run for their life, but it's going to be a quadra to the Canyon.
Yeah, amazing play there by Of the Dawn. I love the way she just completely kited out the Kaisa. The Kaisa ended up ulting on top of her in that fight, and she was able to ult away and then flash over the Drake pit to stay alive, and then actually ended up ulting back over with the Tarek ulti in order to secure the kill there. That was a huge play for MCC.
Giving Canyon all that extra seconds of invulnerability, making it so it's so easy to kill the guys there. Really good play from MCC. And Canyon, you did so good, we're going to pretend that part didn't just happen.
Yeah, they also wiped away all the Baron buffs off of GCC. I was just about to talk about how they could push up the waves, play to pressure the towers, but now it doesn't even matter. Now it's still back to that even game state again. The gold is still even.
Yeah, so, you got 6-11 Kindred, and, we've been talking about how much Canyon's been doing, but, Of the Dawn finding really good charms pretty much all game and hasn't died yet.
Yeah, she's been playing her life really well. Dude, imagine if she had a Dark Seal right now. She could have opted in for the Med Giants, tried to snowball the lead that she got even harder, but looks like she's just going to go build into the Rabadons right now, get as much damage as she possibly can, and try to keep that lead going.
The nice and safe play, it works out.
Yeah, and I assume that you would probably be looking to pick up an Hourglass here after this Rabadons.
Yeah. So much random burst, being able to pop out of the fight for 2 seconds, giving them another way to invuln is always good.
Yeah, and we were talking about how maybe giving Canyon his Kindred may have been a bad idea for GCC. We didn't even talk about how giving Ari to Of the Dawn may have been a bad idea. It's one of her most comfortable champs. I played against her when she's playing it, and she is definitely nothing to scoff at when she's playing that champ.
Yeah, because even though you have a couple of champs where it's like you have played against Ari enough times on Talia and on Silas, it still gives you trouble, which is, that's high praise coming from you, seeing as the last time you complimented someone was 2007.
I compliment people all the time. At least I try to.
Okay. I can believe that part.
And again, game state slowed down. We're just waiting to catch somebody out. They might find Kindred here, just able to dash away.
Look at all that damage. The shield just eats so much of it. Moss Stomper, such a strong pick for jungle item.
Yeah, you know the jungle items may be a bit problematic when even a Kindred is deciding to go for the green pet for that extra shield just because of how important that little bit of survivability is. It might just be just enough in the end to escape with maybe a kill and your life. But in this case, we're just seeing it take up the brunt of some Corky poke. Even with that first strike, wasn't even enough to pop the shield.
Yeah, I really like Gustwalker, so I hope with all the jungle changes, I hope Gustwalker sees a little bit more play. And Scorch Claw, I mean, it's Red Smite. I've never liked Red Smite. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing a very different game from game one. We're seeing a lot more concise teamwork, playing together as a cohesive unit instead of just well, maybe we do something here. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm really glad to see that. It's always way more fun to watch a more competitive game. Game one, just a bit of a blowout. You know, maybe MCC having some new players that they may have not played with before kind of threw them off. But having Canyon on their team now and having their support player back in the support role, yeah, it could be doing a lot of work for them. Canyon, very decisive player. He tells you exactly what he wants, exactly what he's going to do. He might be leading this team to victory right here.
Yeah. They had Canyon on the ward, weren't quite able to lock it down, so we'll see what SkyJ's got in the pocket. Has the E, is able to stun the Hecarim. Tizo might just be dying here. It's a good jump in from up the Dawn, but gonna take a lot of damage. Not quite able to find the kill, but SkyJ, blood hungry, looking for the damage.
Yeah, that Taric was in there. Baron is up. Drake's also about to be up. This is gonna be the Elder Drake. Nar's pushing in. If I was MCC, I'd want to get this bot wave pushed out, get Gnar out of the lane. It looks like they might just be going up mid, trying to pick a fight while Gnar's down there.
Yep. Looking for any angle of the Dawn can really easily. SkyJ force a flash out, uses the ultimate, the unstoppable use, but Siphon going to be able to pick up a kill onto Louis, and they might just be able to run it back out. Aspect grabbing blue, bottom tier 2 on the way out. The Void Seeker just barely misses SkyJ, and Katana running it out. Redemption used to try and slow him down, but Canyon just saying, hey, you want to slow me down? How about I fight you, homie?
Oh, and that's huge. Getting the Corky package out by just running at him.
Yeah, and Angel having to use the Killer Instinct, the ultimate coming out from Canyon. Now they're all just going to be fighting Tizo, and Tizo going to be taken down right as Baron's about to spawn, but they might just be going for the Elder instead. Actually, it looks like they're going for the push.
Going for the end. No, they're going Elder. Okay.
Yeah.
Bit of a smarter play. Let's get Elder while Nara's still just bot lane, and then we'll pick another fight with the Elder buff and just wipe them off.
Yeah, Aspect dodging these skill shots beautifully, just trying to get anything they can. Wow, nice Gnar move there of the Dawn in a bit of danger. The Flash trying to get him, but the Elder coming in at the
Elder coming in huge. I think she would have killed him even without the Elder, but that was some clean microplay by Gnar right there, knocking the Ahri back into the inhibitor to stun her, and then almost just one-shotting her.
Yeah, and then flashing past the Aura of Deception to keep himself out of the fight there, not really giving Of the Dawn much breathing room. And Canyon just melting this. Siphon doing so much damage with Yone, but, you know, look at how much damage they were able to do just straight off of 3 picks. You know, we take Dragon, we take Elder, we take Baron, we defend our turret.
Yeah, I mean, if I was MCC, I'd probably just be saying, hey, we got Baron, we got Elder, let's run straight up mid, force a fight, just end the game. We feel like we're strong enough. Looks like Candy might be taking a detour for his red buff.
Yep.
But looks like the rest of the team is just going to head down mid.
I mean, it looks like this game, you know, Mesa firing on all cylinders, looking for their first win this season.
Yeah, I mean, and if they keep this performance up, if they happen to win this game and go into another game, then they might have the momentum and they might be able to secure that win.
Yeah, and I don't think Glendale's going to make the same mistake twice. They aren't going to leave Kindred or Ari open. You don't want to see these two champions again.
Oh yeah,
They are just too destructive.
like we said, they made a pretty big mistake when they left the Kindred open.
Yeah, and Canyon just charging straight in, has the ultimate, and Siphon go again, getting a bunch of people locked up, has the stopwatch. It looks like Tisa's going to try and find someone on the backside, but it's going to be a clean ace to top off a very clean game.
Yeah, that game, way different than the first game we watched. That game was super competitive, really fun to watch. There were some times like where the game was swinging back and forth. I had no idea who was going to win that game. Mesa had a really great early game, like we were talking about. Kindred was making plays, trying to get the early advantages, but GCC was able to swing back and hit them with some nice, clean mid-game team fights to stay in the game.
Yeah, Sivir was just pumping out so much damage onto these squishier targets, you know. With the newer build that you go for, Hecarim, he is not as bruisery as he used to be. He takes a lot more damage, you know, going the Sterex later on, but it was a little bit too little to keep him alive too late.
Yeah,
So
and we
no
kind
real-
of saw what you were talking about. The problem with Hecarim is like, you know, you can run at them, try to get that big engage, but until that point, when you're pressing R, you're just running at them. We saw
Yeah.
that a couple times
You're
where
just-
he wasn't able to get a whole lot of work done. It was
Yeah.
just getting chunked out.
Yeah, that's always the fun part about playing Hecarim is like you technically the way your champion works is you run it down, and sometimes it works out, and sometimes
It doesn't.
it don't it don't work. But yeah, all right. So, any closing thoughts for the game?
I think we touched on everything. I'm just really excited to see another, hopefully, really competitive game 3. Really excited to see who's able to pull this one out.
All right then. Well, we'll see you all back here in a bit for game 3.
Peace.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to Game 3 of Glendale versus Mesa, the final showdown to see who will come away with the win today.
Yeah,
Still here, it's Matt. It's
still here. One more game. Hoping to be another competitive game. Looking right off the rip, Glendale, they're like, yeah, that already Kindred, that was too much. We're not dealing with that. And likewise, Mesa still a bit scarred from game one. Nico, Samira, no go. We're not having that.
Yep, no more Sejuani either. Banning away all the winning team aspects. And speaking of aspects, they got Orin going up top lane.
Ooh, we got a Silas top.
With the Diego.
That's usually a pretty good matchup, I'd say, for Orin. Play a lot of Silas, probably my most played champ. So if I was playing this champ into Orin, it's an amazing ult for him. And you should be able to win the matchup if you play right.
We got Silas, Viego, Zoe. Viego and Silas can work together pretty well in the top side of the map, layering their CC on pretty thick. And Viego does really good damage against tanky champions like Orin, with how much percent health he has built into his kit. So,
yeah, interested to see how this top jungle matchup is going to go. Silas and Viego both amazing skirmishers, so they might be able to be looking for more aggressive plays in the early game, just like they did last game, but maybe playing a bit more towards top side this time.
Yeah, and this time taking the Kai'Sa for themselves. Kai'Sa, really good champion right now. Whether you're going the lethality build or the crit build with Ginsu's, a lot of things you can do with this champ. Give her a lot of ways in, but probably I'm expecting a lethality build with how much AP they got from Silas and Zoe.
Yeah, Kai'Sa really heavily prioritized AD carry right now in the meta. She's really good. She's really popular. A lot of people know how to play her. A lot of people like playing her, so she's probably going to be pretty popular for the rest of the season here in the MCEL.
Never played League of Legends? You can play Kai'Sa. Never touched a computer? You can play Kai'Sa. Don't know what? Can't spell Kai'Sa? Don't worry. Do I have a champion for you? It's called Kai'Sa. Champion, really low barrier to entry, but also when played right, especially in team fights, the best players are able to do some really funny stuff with her ultimate, giving her excellent positioning capabilities through every part of a fight. Early game, early in the fights, or if you're going for the ending move, that killer instinct can get you where you need to be when you need to be there.
Yeah, and speaking about Kai'Sa and bot lane, there's been another shift in the way that Mesa is going to want to play their bot lane. We saw last game, the game that they won, they were playing the Taric, so, not a super heavy engaged champ, but Nautilus, he's going to want to be going in, trying to maybe catch this Varus out. Varus, very low mobility champ, so if he gets caught by a rogue Nautilus hook, they could be looking to kill him.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just looking to really be the aggressors. It worked out last time for them. So we'll see if it will continue to work out for them.
Yeah. Canyon not on his Kindred this time because it's banned out, so he's shifted towards his Viego. Another great champ. That's why it's really hard when you're playing against Canyon, because it's like, all right, are we going to ban Kindred? Are we going to ban Viego? Are we going to use 2 bans to ban him out? But if we do that, then we're going to have less bans for, the other people on the MCC. But it looks like they still did commit 2 bans to jungle. They banned Kindred and Jarvan, maybe not thinking that Viego was a threat. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I mean, with how well they were playing last time, they wanted to get rid of the Jarvan. Jarvan is just such a strong champion in the meta right now, and Canyon does have a couple games on the Jarvan, so just trying to get rid of that angle. But personally, instead of the Jarvan, I would have targeted more towards that mid lane of the Dawn. Been a really destructive force in all the games so far. Really holding their own. So, of the Dawn, you gotta give them a little bit more respect. Yeah, they play a lot of Ahri, but they also have a ton of other champions in their pocket. Syndra, I've seen them play, and they wrecked house with Syndra before. So I was expecting a little bit more respect to be thrown towards of the Dawn.
Yeah, I feel like of the Dawn's a bit of an overlooked player. She's I think one of the better mids in the league. But maybe Glendale's thinking, hey, yeah, let's get rid of Ari because it was tough to deal with in the team fight scenario. But Minamori might be feeling pretty comfortable being like, I feel like I can take her if she's not on Ari in lane, and looks like he's feeling a bit confident picking the Yone into the Zoe. So we'll see how this mid matchup goes.
Yeah. And then top lane, we see, I believe it's still Siphon in the top lane. Siphon coming in as a top laner, with Katana being put in the AD carry role. Katana doing the what we call the Dizzy special, where your main role is top, but as soon as you come in the league, it's like you're an AD carry now.
You're an AD carry player now, yeah.
It's
Top,
Siphon,
very popular role. A lot of people like to play it. It's got a lot of popular champs. Now, Silas, on the other hand, not your typical top laner. Typically, you see him mid lane. He's seen a bit of jungle play in the past few patches, but typically you see him in lane, in mid. But he is a pretty good counterpick to some top laners. He's pretty good in the tanks because a lot of tanks, they can't really deal with him. Once he gets CDR, he gets a lot of mobility. Once he gets AP, he's got a lot of healing on his W. And once you get both of them, then he's just a machine, pumping out Ws, constantly healing, constantly out trading you. And the fact that he's got an Ornn ulti to deal with him, he might be able to get a couple solo kills here if he plays this right.
Yeah. And then on the other side, Glendale. Glendale's been really impressive this season, from all aspects of the game. Aspect legend, especially in the top side. We've seen him bust out a bunch of champions, do a lot of good work, whether it's on a tank or something a little bit more carry oriented, setting up team fights with that Gnar. They did really good with the Gnar. So, hopefully going back a little bit into their wheelhouse with this Ornn, we might see some more stuff from them, because we saw them play against CGC with the Ornn. And let me tell you something, Aspect was taking no prisoners against Dizzy, beating them down in lane. So hopefully we'll see that emergence of the Forge God again.
Yeah, GCC, they've been a really competitive team so far. I feel like this whole league in general, for the League of Legends teams, they are all super competitive with each other. PVCC and FCC, they went the full 3 games. GCC and CGC D1, I believe, went the full 3 games. And now MCC, GCC, about to go the full 3 games again.
Yeah, and a very big difference from last, even if you just look at last split, not even just last season. Last split, there were 2 games that went past 2 games, right? Every other one was ended with a 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and there were only 2 matches that went 2-1.
PVCC versus CGC, and
Mesa versus Paradise Valley.
Mesa versus Paradise Valley again. Yeah, looks like Mesa this time's going for the invade in the early game. We saw GCC go for the invade the past 2 games in a row. Now MCC, they're looking, hey, we got the tempo from the last game. Let's look to maybe get something early here.
Yeah,
we got the Nautilus, we got the Silas.
Louis stepped out of push for 1 second, did not see that they came in through, and Louis just throwing up the emote as his AD carry gets sent back to Fountain. Do not pass go, do not collect 200.
I wonder what Varus was thinking right there. I mean, he saw the Nautilus standing right in his face for at least a second and a half, so surely he had enough time to flash. Maybe it was just something with the spectator. He wasn't able to see around that little corner of the jungle wall. Yeah. But I think he should have been able to flash that there.
I also think he might not have been exactly paying attention, because Louis was covering that bottom side bush, so for all intents and purposes, that should not have been possible. But
right, they just managed to sneak by right there through that tri-bush.
Yeah, Mesa, just finding their way Harry Houdini style, straight through the chains of Glendale.
Yeah. So see how this early game plays out. Looks like Diego's going to go leashless. Canyon, like I mentioned last game, normally likes to go leashless. Last game, he opted for the leash to get a bit of a faster clear. Yeah. But this time, he's saying, I got this. I'm going to go leashless.
Yeah, Louis this game starting with the Flay, just so he can trade a little bit with that special auto attack, that strong auto. Give himself a little bit of breathing room. Doesn't need to go for the hooks just quite yet, because SkyJ will do all the hooks for him. Looks like they're going straight in. Katana not going to get hit by the hook, but isn't going to have level 2 either.
Yeah, playing a lot smarter this time. They realized, hey, we're not getting level 2 here. Let's just let the wave push into us, get a couple levels, then we'll look for something with the Nautilus engage.
Yep. Looks like Siphon just trying to get some damage in, but Aspect doing a lot of damage back himself.
Yeah, in this top lane matchup here, if I was Silas, I'd be trying to use my E reactively to the Ornn W or the Ornn knockup.
Yeah,
Ornn does a lot of damage if he hits that last part of that W on you right here. Yeah. So if you're able to dodge that last part of that W, you can dodge a lot of Ornn's damage and then be able to heal back all the other damage with your W.
Yeah, and Siphon is down a bit of CS, so fortunately, you know, Ornn's just been pushing it, so he isn't missing too terribly much in the grand scheme of things, but you know, you don't like to be that far down in CS super early, especially down a level already.
Yeah, Silas already a really weak early game champ, and it looks like he's struggling to CS this under tower. CS really important on Silas. You need to be able to get as much of it as you can, because it's hard enough to CS on a mage, let alone a melee mage. You don't have any AD, so your auto attacks you're gonna have to time those pretty well to get to CS.
And looking at all the different places on the map, let's talk about Tizo a little bit. Tizo, been a veteran player in this league for a while and really been really strong on a lot of these mobile champs, like his Hecarim and his Lilia gameplay. This season and previous seasons has been amazing. Doesn't always find them a win, but he is doing pretty good on them all the same. So I'm expecting with this, with Lilia being so strong as it is, and Tizo being pretty well versed in the matchups with it, he should be able to get quite a bit of work done, already being 8 CS up on the Viego, getting the double crabs to go his way.
Yeah, Viego getting double crabbed right there. He was waiting for the counter gank in the top lane. Lily ends up spawning him out in the tri-bush though, and they back off the lane.
Yeah. So it looks like both teams now are firing all cylinders. Sky J getting the dredge line into the minion, the Secret Service minion, saying, "Get down, Mr. President Louis." And looks like Catan is going to be just picking up some CS.
Varus can be kind of a tough champ to deal with. He's got probably one of the longest ranges of any of the ADs in the game.
Yeah.
His auto attack range is shorter than Caitlyn's, but his ability range is much higher than Caitlyn's. So it's going to be pretty hard for the short range Kai'Sa and Nautilus to be able to get up at CS. They just got to kind of chill out, wait to find a perfect opportunity to engage and look for a play.
Now it looks like, you know, Aspect still a little bit ahead, but the level lead shortening off a little bit as Siphon gets a little bit stronger. He gets more points into his abilities. He should be okay. Ornn versus Silas. What ability do you max in this lane? Is it still a W max? Is this the infamous Q max?
Oh, this is W max for sure. He's melee champ, so W is just automatically going to have more value in the melee matchup, and especially because he's a tank, he has to go
value in the melee matchup. We got Canyon coming and ganking mid. Tizo on the side. Not much is going to come of it though.
Yeah, they get no sums out of the mid laner. He's just able to back out there. Looks like Canyon's going to go back into his bot side, grab that grunt. They do have that pink ward, so they might be able to spawn him out.
Big hook by SkyJ, the play back from Louis, but it looks like they're going to continue with forward. Louis having the hook, flash hook, and it's going to be a flash from Katana, and Angel Sandwich going to be picking up a kill of the Dawn. Got ignited, but was able to put the attacker to sleep, and SkyJ might be looking for a kill of his own, using the nice another dredge line. Trying to...
Nice Q into the bush. I think that was blind too.
Yeah. Looks like Viego is here. The flash and the root is going to do a lot of damage. Canyon going to take a lot of damage, just get insta one-shot. Did use the flash cleanse, but is able to get 2 kills for the exchange. I would say that's pretty worth it if I'm Varus there.
Yeah, really aggressive play by MCC right there. I don't know if they were aware that Lily was coming down for the counter gank. They committed the Nautilus and the Viego flash for that play, but he just ends up flashing away back under the tower and is able to pick up another kill.
Yeah. Yeah, if Varus has cleanse there, I don't think it's worth it to go for the flash. I don't think they were really paying attention to that cleanse spell. And it looks like the spectator cam wants us to look at this part of the jungle because Canyon picking off Tizo. Canyon picking off Tizo as Angel, using his own teammate against him.
Yeah, not sure what happened in that dragon play, but it looks like MCC is in a better spot to get 2 kills and the Drake. Meanwhile, this top lane not going well for Silas. He's down 30 CS in this Ornn, even though he's up a kill. This is not a position you want to be in as Silas. He's down a level, down a lot of
But
XP.
going straight in. And it's going to be a hook from Louis Lavania, and it looks like SkyJ going to get ignited. And it's going to be the last turret shot going to be finding the trade.
That's still a worth play for Mesa, I believe.
Hey.
Support for support trade, getting a kill on your ADC and the plate. That's a big swing after
That's
that
funny.
little bit of a disaster they had earlier.
You take those, you take those. Oh, the Drowsy gonna find them. It looks like Minamori unstoppable. Didn't really ever think to use that ability to cleanse Drowsy, but here we are.
Yeah, not something a lot of people think about is when Yone actually snaps back, he is unstoppable. So that was a nice little trade there from both mid laners, able to chunk each other just a little bit, but both managing to pick up the wave. And it looks like GCC might be starting up Herald here.
All right. It looks like the side of MCC is aware of it. Canyon does use the sight cone to spot him out. Might be looking for an angle here. SkyJ, the dredge line just gonna go wide. The Call of the Forge God going to find two, and that's gonna be a fake seal. The drowsiness from Tizo is going to be picking up off Dawn. Canyon gonna be picked up on the side as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a rough play. Mesa was trying to walk in to contest this rift. They used a lot of their tools, and they missed. Nautilus Hook went out and missed. They used the Viego Mist, didn't get anything. And the bubble from the Zoe didn't hit anything either. So if I were them, I probably would have been like, we used a lot of our tools there. The rift's about to die, let's just back out. But they still went for it, and it ended up biting them pretty hard. Silas didn't have ult either because he took the Ornn ulti top lane earlier and didn't even use it.
Yeah, Katana was able to sidestep that Varus ulti in the bot lane, so looks like a lot of the same going on down bot lane. Both ADCs just being abandoned by their entire team to shake hands and farm in the bot lane, so...
Yeah, ADCs are just trying to farm up, trying to stay as ahead as possible. With the bot lane XP changes that came out a while back, sometimes it is advantageous to just leave your ADC in the bot lane for a little bit, so that way they can get a bit of extra XP to catch up with the rest of the team.
All right. And it looks like, Louis back in lane bot. It looks like SkyJ.
Katana in a bit of a precarious position here.
They don't know he's there, so he is A-okay. It looks like Canyon is coming in on the flank.
Yeah, they're coming
So they
in
are
for
going to
the fight.
catch him out in a way that they were not expecting. Louis going to be picked off on the side. Canyon going to be picking off Angel from a lot of damage done by the Kaisa. It's going to be a double kill over to Canyon with a really good little game of hide and seek from Katana to set that one up. They just had no idea he was in there until it was too late and their line was blown up.
Yeah, dude, he waited in that bush for a really long time, and if you're GCC, that is not what you want to have happen. Yeah. You saw what happened when Canyon got ahead on his Kindred last game. He is just as good on Viego as he is on Kindred, I think. So he's going to become a really big problem if they manage to stay ahead of this game.
Yeah, and Katana is becoming a menace with this Kaisa. 2 kills, 5 assists, even farm, and is going to Ginsu's build, so he should be doing some good stuff. Canyon getting the sidestep, but it's going to be shut down anyways. Flash forward from the Yone, going to be put to sleep and going to take a lot of damage. Ooh, good dodge out on the Q, but it's not going to be enough with SkyJ falling on the opposite side of the map, trying to run away and buy time for Katana. Are they going to take it? No, they're going to give it up to Angel.
And I said they needed to get ahead and stay ahead in this game, and it looks like right after I said that, I caster cursed it. So they end up dropping a couple kills across the map. They just didn't have the damage to kill that Yone in mid lane. Canyon looking for an aggressive play, ended up not working out for him. Yeah,
the 0-0-2 Yone just, that champ, you know what, I'll say it, that champ's cringe. They should have left him dead. Yasuo doesn't need a brother. Who cares? You killed him in the lore, just leave him.
Silas opting for the tabs here into the Ornn matchup. Not sure if that's the same call I would have gone with. I would have maybe tried to prioritize a bit of CDR.
Ooh. Flash forward from SkyJ, the aggressive play, and it looks like the Void Seeker onto Angel Sandwich. Depth Charge gonna find 2 people, and Angel Sandwich gonna find himself in a hard spot there. Katana picking up another kill, 3rd kill of the game, and that's Prio over the Dragon. Cloud Drake, yes, smooth speed.
Yeah, those kills are definitely Gonna secure them that Drake here. Um, so yeah, this is looking to shaping up to be another competitive game. This game swinging back and forth, teams trading off kills and picks.
Yeah.
So this is looking to be an exciting one.
I really like the play from both sides of this match because we see SkyJ and Louis in separate instances. They're just using their flash hook and really creating openings for their teams. You know, earlier in the fight, Louis was able to get a flash hook in, which sealed SkyJ's fate earlier, and SkyJ said, "Here, let me return the favor to you this time around, buddy." So both teams just, utilizing the pick potential of their characters really well. Katana finding themselves in a bit of trouble. Nice little sidestep to keep themselves safe.
Yeah, Katana's going to have to be a bit careful here. Support just base, so he's alone in this bot lane. And it looks like the wave is unfortunately pushing away from him, so he's just going to play safe, wait for Nautilus to come back and help him push out that wave.
Yeah. Tizo, the swirl seed not going to land, but that's a lot of damage onto Tizo, but it's going to be put to sleep, and it might be put to rest once and for all, but Siphon getting out. Swirl Seed going in for a second one, but now it's the call of the Forge God. Siphon might be in a bit of danger. Nice E out to keep himself alive, but the Q just going to take him down.
Yeah, this Silas pick is unfortunately not really getting them the results that they wanted. I'm assuming they picked this to be a counter pick, unless it's just a comfort pick for him, but top lane's not going too well. And so he picks up a nice little kill on the Thresh there, just catches him out, realized, hey, there was a lot of members of GCC topside. This Thresh is not where he's supposed to be. Let me just kill him real quick, grab a little gold.
Yeah. Kana just eating a piercing arrow there, but Angel returning the favor with the a little bit of a play there. Canyon taking a lot of damage, just 100-0, because why not?
Canyon dying with flash and ult there. It looks like he could have flashed away from the ulti. He could have used the unstop from his ulti to be able to dodge the ulti. Maybe he would have lived there.
Yeah, I don't. In fairness, I didn't even realize he was dead there. I think the only person who knew he was going to die there was Mina.
Yeah, I mean, this Yone is a bit starting to scale a bit out of hand. He's already got the shield bow, he's got the Zergs, and he's got a crit cloak. So he's definitely going to be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think Katana realizes they're on a ward. Killer Instinct going to go out. SkyJ finding himself in a bit of a troublesome spot there. SkyJ still trying to run it out, and Minamori going to be picking up their 4th kill of the game.
Yeah, flash ult there from the Varus to try to catch out Zoe. Unfortunately missed it, so that's a couple of tools for the Varus down. But looks like they're going to be rotating to this Rift Herald. Pick that up, get some gold in their pockets.
And I can see in the chat that Canyon, in the Discord chat, Canyon is a little bit annoyed that the Yone killed him. A little bit annoyed. Still in a little bit of disbelief 3 minutes later.
Sometimes Yone just feels like one of those champs where there's not a whole lot you can do. Yone is starting to scale a bit out of hand, but there's definitely still a chance. That's another team fight for
Forge God coming through. It looks like the first one to fall in this fight. Canyon has to look for these resets. A big ulti coming out from Siphon. Will he be able to find multiple? No, he's just able to find Louis. And is forced to run away. He is able to use the Krug to get himself out of there. This is going to be a nice little clean fight pickup from Glendale.
And luckily the Krugs is up, so that way he's able to dash to it.
Ulti used from Yone, but flash used from Zoe. But fortunately, Zoe gets multiple flashes because of her spell thief. So should it be gone for too long? An aspect. Canyon stealing away the objective. Might be dying for it. Just taking it, saying, "Hey, is what it is." And if Minamori was not there, that might have been able to turn that onto the Lily as well. But
yeah. Canyon might have thought there, hey, we're in a bit of the game's starting to slip away a little bit, so I got to do what I can to get what advantages I can. If that's trading my life to maybe take this objective away from them, so be it.
Yeah, looks like Yone and Varus both have ult coming up here in about 50 seconds, so they should have it ready for this next fight onto the Dragon.
Yeah, interested to see how this dragon fight goes. Looks like Silas is walking topside, doesn't have TP. And the members of GCC are starting to make their way towards the Drake. So if they do decide to fight this, then it would be a 5v4 favored for GCC.
Yeah, Silas does not. Yeah, you're right. Silas doesn't have TP up. He's got no way back into this fight, so I mean, if I'm on the side of Mesa, I might just want to give this up unless we can find this pick early on. Looks like Lou's going to take a lot of damage. Tizo going to get knocked up, but that's a big ulti coming in from Angel, and looks like it's going to be Mina picking up 2 more kills on the backside of the fight, just absolutely showing them the work that Yone can put in.
Yeah, it looks like Orin was actually zoning Zoe off on the rest of that fight, so she wasn't able to get in and help the rest of her team out. If this Kai'Sa dies in any of these fights, that's bad news for MCC. It looks like they were able to just completely ignore the Kai'Sa in that fight and blow up everybody else, but the Kai'Sa died shortly afterwards.
Yeah, and you know, the 9-kill Yone, he does have 2 items. They got the Immortal Shield buff, they got the Infinity Edge, and that's going to be putting in a lot of work for them.
Yeah, this Yone is scaled a bit out of control right now. If he wants to, he can just chill in a side lane, be a side lane threat. They are going to have to send multiple people if they want to kill him. Nobody can match him by himself in the side lane, so he could just push up, which looks like it's exactly what he's doing. He's just taking the jungle a little bit, might look for something on the Sylas here.
Yep, and Orin does have level 13, which means, you know, he gets himself his first Masterwork item, and it looks like we're going to be seeing more Masterwork items shortly to follow. Probably the first one being put onto that Yone, make him even more powerful, make him even more of a threat. Katana knows he's sided out, so just doing a little dance for Orin on the side. Guy J just letting him know what's up. It's like Mina might be trying to chase him down.
Yeah, it looks like they might be trying to prioritize this mid tower here. Push the wave up. They might just be backing off, though. We're in another one of those lull states where there's not any objectives up, so there's not really anything for the teams to fight over right now. It does look like Baron's going to be spawning here in about 30 seconds. So GCC might realize, hey, we got quite a bit of an advantage here. Let's monster around Baron, so that way if we see an opportunity, we can take it. Look lands onto the Nautilus here. Nautilus responds with the ulti, and they're going for the Thresh.
Yeah, they're able to pick up one, but Mina Mori coming in with the ultimate. Might be able to pick up Canyon on the backside. Canyon able to escape
1 HP, no.
But not enough HP left. It's going to be a split to sleep for SkyJ. A double kill going over to Angel, and Siphon trying to turn it back onto Tizo, trying to get one back, but he doesn't have the damage output. And that's going to be a nice, clean 3-for-1 for the side of Glendale.
And they're just running the Drake right now, or sorry, Baron right now, looking to pick this up. They just got a couple of key picks on the enemy team, so they're just picking this up because they know it's free. And a 20-minute Baron is exactly what GCC is going to need if they want to close this game out fast.
All right. Yeah, you know, they might actually have some sort of... They have a lot of pressure. They could very easily fall into a 1-3-1 here. You know, send Tizo, Angel, and Louis into the mid lane. Send Aspect to top or bot, and then just have the have Mina match on the other side. Should be pretty easy, but it looks like they're going to be just keeping with these normal lane assignments.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would go for a 1-3-1 if I were them. Like I said, nobody can match this Yone in the side lane. It's just gotten worse. He got his Ornn upgrade. He fought Death Dance. Nobody can match this guy. Ornn, he can chill in the side lane, and nobody can really do anything to him. And especially since they got Baron down, they should be looking to pressure these towers.
Yep. Yeah, and as we can see here, Yone does eventually find his place in the bot lane, going back home to where he belongs.
They're going for a bit of a 1-4-1 here instead.
Yeah.
Or 1-1-4, I apologize. Can't do math.
Whatever. They have 6 people on their team. Yone counts as 2.
Yeah.
Because he's got him, and then he's got the snapback clone. 2 people right there.
Yes, sir.
Katana is just trying to wave clear against these Baron-empowered minions. Not going it too well for them. Demolish going to be taking down the mid turret from Aspect. Mina just looking for an angle here. Not quite able to find anything to connect with the knockup, but Aspect on flank.
Yeah, Kai'Sa's got the Shiv here, so it's pretty easy for her to clear out these waves. She just one-shot that cannon when it had about half HP left. So Shiv definitely still a good item and gives Kai'Sa enough wave clear to keep these waves pushed out.
Yeah, but does have to be careful. Mina is coming in with some damage. It looks like Canyon's ready for the fight. Oh, just barely able to dodge out from Mina there.
Yeah, nice play by Mina, using his Q3 in order to dodge out a Canyon stun. Looks like they're just pressuring this mid lane. I definitely think that Yone could go either top or bot here and pressure that lane. It looks like they might be going for the inhib, and then I would start rotating Dragonfire with them. It's going to spawn in about 5 seconds here, and they definitely have the prio on this. MCC has to walk into this jungle blind if they want to contest this Drake.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a tall order for them.
It looks like Mesa's just realizing we're not in a position to even challenge them right now. Let them have the Drake. It's only their second. We'll play for the next one if we're able to.
Yeah. I mean, they're just going to start stacking Infernals now. So
definitely going to be problematic, especially with that Yone. Is just even more damage from the Drake.
Yeah.
He might just be able to kill his Kai'Sa here in the tower.
Yeah, and look at all the damage Mina took. All 0 of it.
Yeah, that's
absolutely fine.
It's that death stance value right there. It's taking the damage over time.
Minamori is
in
just
1v3
going
right
for
now.
another trade, a flash coming out, and then the Asapel being used. And Minamori just, absolutely fine. SkyJ trying to come in, but it's a foolish mistake because he's just going to get picked off all the same.
Yeah, like
it
I
looks
said.
like Minamori is looking for Mina more as he goes on to Of the Dawn under turret, trying to find a triple kill. Going to be picking it up with the support from Louis to keep him alive.
Yeah, this champ is balanced for sure. Like I said, nobody's able to contest him in the side lane. That was 1v3, almost 1v4, and they still couldn't take care of him.
Siphon's gonna get hooked, but Louis just outside of the range of turret is gonna keep himself nice and healthy, only losing a little bit of their life for going so deep in without a team. That's gonna be a bottom lane turret taken down. And it's gonna be the bottom lane inhibitor as well.
Yeah, and we find ourselves in a eerily similar situation to the first game. We're at a point where GCC's found a lot of good picks, a lot of good plays, and they're up a lot of gold. Now we're back to the same situation, down 2 inhibs fairly early into the game. Now they're just walking around in Canyon's jungle. So even when he is able to walk into this jungle, clear out the vision, he's going to find that there's nothing there waiting for him. They're just bleeding out Canyon, making sure he can't get any golds. There's no chance of him being able to carry the game.
Yep. And it's good siege tactics from the side of Glendale, just making sure Scorched Earth leave nothing behind. And it looks like the ultimate's going to connect, and they're going to be taking down Aspect. Aspect's able to flash over and get through the Unstoppable, going to keep him alive a little bit longer, but it's going to be Canyon picking him up at the very end.
Yeah, not enough. And there's the power of that Silas just being able to kind of just run at him. And it's at the point of the game where Silas has got about an item and a half, so he's got enough healing, enough CDR to just kind of be able to be like, what are you going to do to me, Ornn? I'm just going to fight you, and then the rest of my team's going to show up, and we'll be able to get this pick.
Yeah. And is Aspect still only level 14? I thought he'd be higher level by now, because I've only seen, unless I'm not seeing a Masterwork item somewhere.
I'm not sure. He's still dead, so it doesn't say what his level is. But I saw GCC pinging the Baron. They know it's about a spawn, and they're like, hey, if we can get this on spawn, we can just push with Baron and then end the game off of that.
Yeah. And they want to keep the side of Mesa hungry. Can't give them any gold anyways back into the game. Just try and end it nice and quick.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of keeping the pressure up, keeping these waves pushed up, keeps taking Canyon's jungle. Don't let them be able to walk up, so we got complete control. Mesa, look at the wards that they have in their topside jungle. They have almost nothing. They're walking into this completely blind. Oh, this is the hook.
Yeah, so it looks like they're just going to be looking for Louis, but Mina is going to be finding 3 of them with the ultimate, and Angel going to be getting a piercing arrow that's going to take down 2. Katana forced to flash out, and he's on the chase. Angel not quite able to find his mark. The killer instinct going to keep him alive for a second, forcing out the stopwatch, but it's not going to be enough. They're not going to finish the Baron, but they're going to try and finish this game here.
Yeah, and they know the game's won. They're TPing top. Yone uses flash in mid. That was a big Yone ult in that fight. He hit 3 people, and they were practically one shot off of that ult. He's not a whole lot Mesa could do there besides position a bit better. Looks like DC's
flash out of the Dawn. Of the Dawn going to be picking up 1 in return. Try and hold this game out, but it looks like Louis might just be the one to end it with the hook. Nice little snapback from Mina, and he's just going to be ending the game. And that one is just going to be a GG 2-1 to Glendale.
Yeah, congrats to Glendale. They looked really good here tonight. Even in the game they lost, that was a really competitive game. It was not free for Mesa at all. In these games they won, they showed that they're able to pretty handedly get some victories. So they're a real competitor. They might be a pretty big threat in the playoffs coming up here soon.
Yeah, and Mesa not taking any prisoners either. You know, whenever they went up for plays, they took down their target, got out a lot of time, and even in game two especially, whenever they looked for fights onto big targets, they found their mark, took down the man, and if the team tried to fight back, they just found some more kills.
Yeah,
So,
and you gotta give props to Mesa too. They're not out here to get pushed over. They're here to fight. They're here to play to win, and they're not making it easy for these teams that they're playing against. They're still getting the game in when they can. They're still pretty competitive. Even in this game that they just lost, they were competitive in the early game. It was just the mid game has started to slip away from them a little bit.
yeah, and it's especially against champions like Yone, super heavy snowbally, stat checky champions. It's very hard once you fall a little bit behind to get back in the game. But all these teams, are growing pretty quickly with the level of competitiveness. So by the time we see some rematches in the finals, I mean, I don't think I'll be able to tell you who's going to win every match of finals. Last year is kind of cut and dry, but this year looks like on the who's going to be going to finals. Don't know yet. It's going to be a bloodbath, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, really happy to see the level of competition that we have in the league this season. I too am really looking forward to playoffs. I'm looking forward to being able to play in the playoffs, put up the best effort that we can, try to make a playoffs run, and I'm excited to play against these teams because they look like they're really tough competition.
All right. Well, do you have any closing remarks, side dude?
I mean, we just watched a couple of really good games of League of Legends. I'm just looking forward to next week, seeing what games going to be played on stream and being able to play our own game and put up the best performance that we can. So, looking forward to the rest of the season.
All right, and looking forward to tomorrow. This was some fun League of Legends, but tomorrow we got at 5 p.m. we got some more Halo Infinite action for you to really spice things up. And then to continue the shooter trend, we got Overwatch following up at 7 p.m. So be there if you want to see some great games tomorrow. And as always, I've been Cydetic. This is the dude. Thank you all for watching, and peace.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.